Hello to all you Drag Race superfans. My name is EJ Marino and we have quite the review for you. I'm going to be jumping into RuPaul's Drag Race UK versus the World, episode 3. We're talking about West End Wendys. Now, I missed last week's episode and it was a ball challenge and it was fine. I have some stuff we need to talk about. That stuff was in this episode, but it really started last episode. We're going to be talking about the downfall of Baga for most of this review, but I don't want her to really take up the whole episode because there was an amazing lip sync, some really fun performances. Overall, I really liked this Rusical. I thought it had a lot to offer. Almost everyone was fine. The people who were in the bottom were definitely worthy of the bottom. There is someone else who should have been in the bottom. We will talk about that in a moment as well. But yeah, overall, I thought this episode was pretty solid. I had a pretty fun time watching it. There was oh my god moments, the elimination. While shocking at some regards, it was also pretty obvious. I don't know. I just really was engaged by this. And again, that lip sync was just so damn fun. Pangina is truly one of the best people to ever be on this show. But really, what is on my mind is Baga Chips. She is not stunning. She is not class. She might take it up the... I don't know. It's weird. The edit of Baga has been very strange, which I think kind of goes with... I haven't looked up the full spoilers, but I've heard from a couple different people that Baga is rumored to do very well this season. That seems strange given the edit, because Baga has come off very narcissistic, a bit lazy in some regards, and some of the runways have not really been up to par. It's a strange edit for Baga because I think Baga is received as, I thought at least, a fan favorite in the community, especially a favorite by the judges, but this edit would tell you otherwise. It is very, very strange. I'm a bit confused because I really want Baga to do well. I think she's a fine drag queen. Not one of my favorites, but an okay queen. But what has been presented on the show is strange. What's even more strange is the edit and also the placements. Safe in this episode? Honey, this was bottom 3 worthy. Really? Like, I still think the person who went home, which was Jimbo, still think Jimbo would have went home because of the way Jimbo was handling some things, but I was just straight up confused. Baga is a great queen, but could be better on the show. Juju also kind of falls into that as well, but Juju's not getting this very, not kind arc, and I think it was weird to see people be like, Baga, you need to apologize, and Baga to be like, yeah, sure, here. And then they're like, wow, you really said a lot and you did a lot. And I'm like, y'all really are going to accept that? I know I'm not in the room and I'm not the one really affected by this, but really? Okay. Yeah, the downfall of Baga is strange to me. I want the season to be better, and that's really the only hindrance. I understood why Cheryl went home last week. I understood a lot, but Baga should have also been in the bottom. It's just a weird moment where I'm like, why are we doing this to someone who is supposed to be a top contender? Really? Like, Jimbo's downfall doesn't really shock me. The Jimbo edit of things is kind of similar to how Jimbo was portrayed in Canada. A bit, Jimbo's a clown. I love the craziness. Also, Jimbo can be a tiny bit bratty, so that doesn't shock me. But Baga wasn't always the, like, most fun to deal with, but not as the way this has been handling Baga. Okay, I've talked about this enough. Let's get into the episode because I really want to talk about that Rusical that I had a fun time with. This week's challenge is called West End Wendys, which is a Rusical that features Broadway or the West End stars doing some, some performances. Either they're trying to come back or really stake their claim on this type of platform. There's people like Liza Minnelli and like Tim Curry's Frankenfurter, Meryl Streep. That's the kind of people that they're portraying, and it was overall a pretty solid musical. The production value was there. I thought the story and the songs and the jokes were all pretty good. This definitely felt all-stars worthy, where I'm like, all of these performers are good. That's going to be my kind of weird hot take of this episode. Yeah, there were some people who did bad, but overall I thought this was a solid Rusical, and I really enjoyed what was presented. I'm happy to say that, because sometimes these Rusicals are a hot mess, but everyone did okay at the bare minimum. Yes, Jimbo and Juju were weak, and I don't think Baga was the best. Baga's runway definitely should have put her in the bottom, but yeah, I definitely thought everyone just did a serviceable job. There's people who were highlights. Like, let's start off with Pangina as Little Orphan Annie, but ooh, she ain't little. Well, I mean, she's little, but oh my god, she did this older version of it. It was so over the top, so fun. It's so Pangina. Pangina is exactly the queen I wanted her to be on this season. This type of performance we don't really see from other queens. I really, really was impressed. This was a memorable number from Pangina. Then we also have Baga. Baga was doing a Trudy Turn Black kind of like hairspray. She was fine. I thought she would do good in this role. She was having this bratty moment earlier in the episode where, like, I don't want this role. I wanted this role. And I'm like, you are perfect for this. You give me John Waters energy. You kind of have the little Tracy Turnblad energy. Like, girl, come on. This is what you were supposed to do. She really wanted to be Liza. Maybe she would have been better than Juju. I don't even think Juju was that bad. She just didn't give it that oomph. We'll talk about her in a moment. But yeah, I just thought Baga was fine in this. Yes, she wasn't great, but Jimbo and Juju weren't either. So I would have put them all in the bottom. And I would have also knocked down points for Baga's runway, which we'll talk about the whole runway in a second. All right, we also have, let's just get into Juju. She was supposed to be a Liza character. She performed well, but much like Lemon in the first week, she was just performing. She wasn't giving it that awe. Like, I want the performance in the face. I want the oomph. I want the je ne sais quoi. Like, I want Juju to add a bit more from the runways to this performance. It's there. There's a moment that I really enjoy Juju here. She's great. The confessionals, the reading challenge. Juju did very well in the reading challenge, but she always does. I just want that energy to be brought into the performances and the runway, because this performance was fine. It just lacked that oomph. Now, Blue in the Rusical was okay. She was another old lady who likes to be dirty. She was giving me a bit of a Julie Andrews kind of character. It was cute, but I feel like I've seen this character from Blue a couple times. The raunchy kind of character, the older portrayal of somebody. It just felt been there, done that for Blue, but it wasn't bad at all. It's definitely one of my favorites of the whole thing, because Blue just definitely knows how to entertain. She's grown. We'll talk about her in the runway, but she's definitely grown this season. Then we also had Mo, who I thought was good as Frankenfurter. It just felt like there was some mess ups. Also, who gives Mo choreography that's involving a cartwheel? We've seen it. I think it was the bad cartwheel that was in her season. Then there was a whole joke about it when she couldn't do it in the final of All-Stars. Why? Why did you put that in there? Just to have the downfall of Mo so she couldn't win this episode because she did so good that runway? Oh my god, Mo was doing so good, but I feel like the judges are not recognizing her as they should. It's a bit frustrating. I will say Janae. Janae. Oh, I'm so bad with her name. JJ. Can I call her JJ? Am I allowed to? I know Jimbo did. I'm gonna call her JJ for now. She did good. I don't know. Maybe I'm not a big Meryl Streep fan, so this one didn't really connect with me on that level. But I thought she did really good. I thought she grabbed, I think the guest judge said, like, just the little extra mannerisms. I thought her little extra tweaks to this Meryl performance made it good. Would it have been my top? I don't think so personally. I think I liked, like, Blues even maybe a little bit better. Yeah, this was definitely just an okay performance. It was fine. And then Jimbo, who was the worst of the week. Like, honestly, I hate to say it because I love Jimbo. I love the clown. I love the crazy over-the-topness of Jimbo. This was just not a good performance. From the weird, my neck hurts in the rehearsals to what she presented in the final thing. Like, the little basket over the face. And I'm like, this is bad. Like, this was send me home energy. This was the same vibe when, if I'm being a booger, send me home. And you were being a booger. And then the attitude you got in the Untucked, we'll talk about. Oh my god. All right, let's just get to the runway, because I actually really did like the ... theme. Kicking off the runway on my list, we have Pangina, which was giving me expensive art pop. It was fun with the hood, the little polka dots. Everyone was doing dots, but something about this felt exactly the way I wanted to. It was clowny. It was over the top. There was the reveal. This was a very, very solid look from Pangina, one of the best. Then we go to Blue Hydrangea, or no, so yeah. We go to Blue, who did... Blue's really elevating what I need. Like, Blue is really performing on the runways way better than I think even like in the mini challenge. We'll see how Blue does next week, where they were giving this Blue the "that's a lot of safe for energy" edit in that moment. But hey, she could actually push through in that moment because the runways are there. Blue is looking great. I really like this look. Let's go to Baga Chips, who, this was not a good look. It was simple and basic. Like, Janae does a simple, basic look, but Janie, but I don't know, Baga's was worse. It was just not up to par where I wanted to see. Then we have Jujubee. This was cheap. It was like bad Lady Gaga art pop at the art rave, the little like squid look. It was just, did Juju lose her bag of clothes and just had to make shit on the fly and go to like some H&M Top Shop bullshit? Because these looks are not up to where I thought Juju would be. Juju's never been like the fashion queen, but on All Stars, she elevated her looks. This, it's not stunning. It's not my favorite. Let's go to Mo. I thought Mo was great. It was this blue monster look. It was solely from Monsters Inc. Because I can say that because you ain't gonna get me for copyright, Disney. Sorry. But it also was giving me baps. It was a really fun look. It was exactly what I've been wanting from Mo. Mo was one of my favorites on the runway. She brings it to every ball. It's always a look. It's always stunning. Oh, let's go to Janae. Or Janae. Oh my god, JJ. I said I would call her JJ. I'm sorry, I've had a little bit too much cough medicine tonight because I'm still not feeling great. Yeah, this was cool. It was like yellow, polka dotty. It was basic, but it was fine. It's how you do basic to make it look presentable and pretty. Oh, and then we have Jimbo, who, it was fine. It was spacey. It was more high fashion. Jimbo usually goes clown, camp. This was high fashion. This was good. I like the runway. Overall, everyone did fine. Except for Baga. Should have put her in the bottom. Oh my god. So, Baga and Blue are in the bottom. Bullshit, Vivian. Bullshit. I don't like it. I don't see it. We have Jujubee and Jimbo in the bottom. Mo is in the bottom safe, so yay. And then we have JJ. JJ and Pangina are in the top. Yeah, oh, I was very happy with this placement, except for Blue, or except for Baga. She should have been in the bottom. It made no sense. It's frustrating. It's the downfall of Baga. It's truly going to taint her if she does well. The placements that Baga did not receive in these early episodes will always be the asterisk on her win. It will make people a bit sour on it. They really need to turn Baga around in the edit. Sorry, enough speaking, but, you know, they go to Untucked and they kind of give her a moment. Jimbo also kind of doesn't do good in this Untucked, in the deliberations. It's just, Jimbo just comes off not great, where Juju really sells herself well. Then we go to "I Really Wanna Pawn It" as the lip sync. Oh, wow, this was fun, because Pangina eats. Girl, I felt bad. I thought anyone could have been in the other side of that lip sync. You could have brought back Alyssa Edwards for this lip sync, and Pangina was still going to turn it out. Oh my goodness, this was top tier lip sync. The little reveal, this was truly one of my favorite lip syncs in quite some time. And this leads to Jimbo going home. All of Canada's gone. There's no more Canada. Sorry. Yeah, no. Yeah, Jimbo leaving. It's sad. It's shocking. She had 2 high placements. That was something that should have carried her to the end. But sadly, that is not how it turns out. Yeah, Jimbo's attitude really hurt her in this final episode. Breaking the alliance that she had also hurt. Yeah, it was Jimbo's time. It's sad, but Pangina made the decision, and Pangina ate it up and deserved to make that decision. Whew, that was an episode. I took a break, and I've only been doing Euphoria because I had the schmovid, and I want to say thank you guys for, waiting for this review. It's been frustrating. I have to wait for the footage to come out. It's just a lot, but I really enjoy talking about it. This season has been good. I really, really, really want Baga to have a better edit because it's just frustrating to see, but everyone else is fine. Blue's really elevated. Mo's doing great. Pangina is one of the best on this show ever, and I want Juju to do better as well. Juju. Alright guys, what did you think of this episode? What did you think of my review? Share your feelings down in the comments below. Make sure you guys give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you like videos like this. I make them every single week, so let's get into it. Alright everyone, let's talk about UK versus the world down below.